Every time you start a new scene in layout, you are presented with one camera and one light, and the light is a distant light. And a distant light can be used for a lot of different things, but it's really a really good use for it is sunlight. And if you want your distant light to act even more like the sun, as far as placement, not really placement, because remember, no matter where you move the distant light, the light's not going to change. It's only when you rotate it. But if you want to be able to have its rotation based off of actual placement of the sun, or sorry, rotation of the sun, I keep using the placement word, but the rotation of the sun, you might find the motion modifier Sun Spot a really handy tool. It's not limited to using it on a distant light, but it's really designed to work with the distant light. So let's go ahead and use it. So I'm going to have the light selected, M for motion options. Under Add Modifier, I'm going to choose Sun Spot. Okay, you can already see the lights changed. So I'm going to double click and open up the options panel. Close this down. I'm going to zoom out. I want to know where my light went. Okay, my light, whoa, my light's way over here. And that's because the distance is set to 1 kilometer. But I don't need to do that. Remember, if we know that a distant light, it doesn't matter where you put it in XYZ, it's only HPB that changes the way it works, then you know that we can go ahead and change this distance. I'm just going to set it to 5 meters, so it puts it right back here. If you want it kind of out of the way, just increase that with the mini slider. Okay, but just know, no matter where you place it, it's going to act the same. It's only the rotation. So we know about distance now. Now you can set the time of day in seconds, minute, hour, day, month. Let's we're in January, so we'll pick January, and the year is 2008. I'm just showing off that I actually know what year it is, and we can set the time and date. Now for time lapse, if you set it to 0, the light's not going to change at all. If you set it to 1, the light's going to change in real time, which over 60 frames isn't really going to do much for us. But if you needed it to animate in real time, you would set it to 1. If you wanted to speed up the time lapse, what we could do is we could say, let's do 60 seconds times 60 minutes times 24 hours. Okay, and remember, we can use input fields in LightWave as a calculator. So this right here will, over 1 second, a day will go by. Okay, so over 30 frames, we're getting to see the sun change within a day. So this would represent 24 hours. Okay, so if we wanted to do a time lapse of a location, or the time lapse needs to take place in an animation, we want to adjust the sunlight, we can use the time lapse setting. You can decide, well, where longitude and latitude and the time zone, where is this taking place? And you can pick from this really long list. I mean, we could pick, let's do Prague. Or actually, let's start where it all began. Let's go to Topeka. Okay, and so this is going to be based off of the sun in Topeka, and you can change, you can change all these settings and get the exact look you want. It's just using a distant light. Now remember, you can apply this motion modifier to any item, but I can't really see right off its use other than using it for a distant light to control the sunlight in a scene. And you can get as accurate as you want here, and of course the time lapse is going to allow you to animate over time. So this is a quick look at using Sun Spot, which is a motion modifier, on a distant light in a scene.